guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are picking my March TBR. We're filming on the floor so that you guys can see my TBR cart. I tried to have it so that you could see the bottom shelf of my TBR cart, and this is the best I got, so I hope that's okay. There's people moving right outside of my front door right now, so if you can hear things, I'm so sorry. We are going to be using my TBR jar prompts to pick out our TBR, and if this is the first TBR jar video of mine that you're seeing, I use two jars because some of these prompts just say a book on my TBR shelf, and then this is full of titles from those that are on my shelf. So if I pick one of those, then I grab one of these, and that's the one that we have to pick. There's like not a choice, if that makes sense. So let's just start with our first one. Okay. We have, of course, I feel like I always explain this concept and then the first prompt that we pick is always a TBR jar title. So let's see which book it's going to be. So we got the Silmarillion, which is part of like the backstory of the Lord of the Rings universe, and I think I remember saying that you were supposed to start with the Book of Lost Tales part 1 and part 2, but actually I think that's wrong. So the Silmarillion is going to be our first book on our March TBR. Our next prompt, a title that starts with the letter D. We have a few options, definitely a lot more than I thought we were gonna have, which is fun. So the Dead Romantics, I think I'm gonna skip this for now. I just don't think I'm really in the mood for this at the moment. We have The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This could be kind of a fun book. It's like a standalone fantasy, which is part of the Cruel Prince universe, but we'll see. I'm not like super sold on it, but it is an option. Then we have Dance of Thieves, which is definitely a strong contender. We have Done and Dusted, which I think I'm gonna wait for the summertime to read this. And we have A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm debating between these three. I think I'm gonna do The Darkest Part of the Forest, actually. I'm kind of surprised by that, but I'm excited for this. Moving on to our third pick. Okay, one on my 26 books to read in 2026. I love getting a prompt like that. We have My Friends, Bear Town, Broken Country, The Wedding People, The Hotel Nantucket, The Book of Lost Tales 1, Half a Soul, Red Queen, The Inheritance Games, Dance of Thieves, Six of Crows, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, One Dark Window, Before I Let Go, When the Moon Hatched, and The Night and the Moth. There's definitely lots of good options on here. I am tempted with Bear Town, Red Queen, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm gonna pick Bear Town. I'm currently reading Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, which is my first ever Frederick Bachman book, and I am loving it. And I think that this one definitely has a different tone, but I think I'm still going to want to pick up a Frederick Bachman book after finishing Anxious People, so I'm really excited for this. Moving on to our fourth prompt. And I know I didn't say this before, I normally do 10 books per monthly TBR, and I only pick books off my physical TBR cart. There's lots of books on here, so definitely trying to focus on this. So far this year, I have read 25 books off of my physical TBR, and I've only added 5, so we're doing well. Our next prompt is the first book in a series. Oh my gosh, I guess I gotta say Bear Town for that as well, but I think we have a lot of options. I recently did a video going through every single series that I want to get to this year, and there was like 19 unstarted series on my shelves, so that's a lot. We have Six of Crows, The Inheritance Games, The Naturals, Dance of Thieves, We Hunt the Flame, Vicious, A Darker Shade of Magic again, Window, Bear Town, Before I Let Go, Done and Dusted, Unsteady, 5 Broken Blades, The Stars Are Dying, Red Queen, Realm Breaker, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I feel like there were more somehow, but maybe not. It's okay. That's plenty to pick from. I'm going to pick Unsteady. I feel like the winter months are sort of wrapping up, and this is a hockey romance series that I really want to get to this winter. This is the first book, and yeah, we don't have any like just romance on our TBR yet, so this is going to be my fourth pick. Moving on to the next one. We have another TBR title. Let's see. When the Moon Hatched. Alright, I recently found out this is on Kindle Unlimited, which I feel like I would have read it sooner had I known that. This has just been such like a massive brick type of book to get through, but I feel like having it on the Kindle is going to make it a lot more palatable and just easy to pick up, so I'm so excited. This is amazing. Alright, our next pick is A new author. Oh my gosh, what a great prompt. I'm gonna do new author as like, it's not like the author isn't like new, but it's like an author that I haven't read before, like new to me kind of author. I went to the bookstore on my birthday and I picked up 2 new additions to my TBR. I haven't heard anything about these 2. I just walking around the tables and walking around the shelves and picked up things that looked interesting, reading the backs of the book, which is not really something I normally do. I honestly just get all my recommendations through BookTube and BookTok, so that was really fun. And so I think I'm gonna do one of these 2 because I haven't read or heard anything from either of these. Camilla Cole, which wrote An Arcane Inheritance. This sounded really cool. It looked like very dark academia, but not in the sense of like murder mystery, but like just the setting, very like gloomy and atmospheric, but a lot more fantasy. And basically she just keeps getting like a sense of like deja vu, and that is what prompts the story from what I gathered. And she starts to actually be able to kind of predict what's about to happen because she's like felt this all happen before. Anyways, that's all I know from this book just from reading the back of it, and it sounds really good. And then we have So Old, So Young by Grant Ginder. This is like a literary fiction about, I think it's a few couples and just sort of through their lives as things change. And I don't know, I didn't like want to read too much about it, but just very much a character driven story, but it sounded really good. So these are the 2 that I've picked up, and I think I'm gonna pick one of these for this prompt. I think there's a lot of fantasy on my stack right now with When the Moon Hatched, The Silmarillion, which I think are gonna be very like dense fantasies, and then also The Darkest Part of the Forest. So I'm gonna pick up So Old, So Young, and I'm so excited. We have a very blue color scheme going on currently with our TBR. Okay, let's see. Our next prompt is part of a trilogy. Okay, love that. So it can be the first, second, or third book in the trilogy. Okay, I have The Inheritance Games, which I have not started. We have A Darker Shade of Magic again. We have Before I Let Go, the Skyland trilogy. We have, I could do like the next book in the Undone series. And then I also have Realm Breaker. Okay. I think that I'm torn between Before I Let Go and Unloved. I feel like it would be fun to kind of just continue on in a series of hockey romance, but at the same time, getting a bit more of an emotional romance would be fun as well. This is also starting a new series. This is continuing a series. I think I'm going to put Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan on my TBR. I have been wanting to read this for quite a while. This is going to be our next pick on the TBR. Moving on to our 8th prompt. We're really moving through this. All right, we have another TBR book. Damn. Okay, we have the next book in the Aragon series, or the Inheritance Cycle series, which for me is going to be Brizinger. This is the 3rd book in the series. I have really been enjoying the series so far. I feel like at the beginning, somehow, I don't know, it's just such an iconic series. I was expecting a little bit more from the series, if that makes sense. Not from Aragon, but from Eldest, because Aragon, I know he released when he was like 16 or something crazy. So like I don't know. I imagined it would be somewhat of a simple fantasy story that would still be good, but somewhat simple. But then with Eldest and with like the fame that the series has gotten and the praise that it's gotten, I have sort of just committed to, this is the world we have, these are the politics of it, and that's all that we're getting. And since committing to that and kind of wrapping my head around that, I have been enjoying it for what it is. It's been just fun, honestly. So we are on to our 3rd book. There's 4 books in the original series, and then there was a 5th book added recently after the 20th anniversary, I think it was, of the original release of Aragon. So I'm trying to finish the original series, and then we'll see if I want to continue it from there, but I'm really excited. We have 2 more to go. Oh my gosh, the shortest book on my TBR. That's so fun. The shortest book on my The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is honestly amazing because I have so many of her books. I have the 4 of The Naturals, and I have the 3 from the Inheritance Games, and I haven't read any of her books. Yeah, I'm excited for The Naturals. I recently read 5 Alive by Holly Jackson, which is a young adult murder mystery, and it's just gotten me back into like the murder mystery vibe setting. And I know this isn't murder mystery, but I think they're still like solving cases and stuff, so I feel like it just brings you into that headspace, and it's, I don't know, it's just kind of fun, especially young adult. I definitely dig the young adult versions. We only have 1 left. Book you think will make you cry. I don't really have that many emotional books on my TBR, but I do think that there is one that will make me cry. and that is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. I finished Daisy Hates not long ago. Ever since I finished the third book from Magnolia Parks and the way that that ended, which is... I may have cried, so I think that this one could very well make me cry. Yeah, I was really hoping we could get this onto my TBR this month. Just in the nick of time, in the 10th slot. These are the 10 books that I'm going to be reading this month. We have The Silmarillion, The Darkest Part of the Forest, Beartown, Unsteady, When the Moon Hatched, So Old, So Young, Before I Let Go, Brizinger, The Naturals, and Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. I think this is an amazing TBR. I'm so excited. If there's any of these you guys want to see in reading vlogs, definitely let me know. Also, definitely let me know what is on your March TBR. Anyways, that is all from me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one very, very soon. Bye.